Yo, what's up guys, and welcome to the video of our Season 2 of the MBL draft breakdown. I have Emvee here with me today. He is my partner for the MBL, and he can say hi.
What's poppin', guys? Of course, we are coming back stronger and even better. We are called Team Not Scald this time, so of course you already know we're going to draft a Scald Pokemon.
The irony, yeah, we didn't have a Scald Pokemon when we were called Team Scald, and now Team Not Scald has my favorite Scald Pokemon. That's funny. Anyway, in front of you, you guys actually see our draft in the order that we ended up picking them. Now, before we get into that, I'm going to explain what the MBL is real quick. Basically, it's a draft league with it's VGC style or double style, but not VGC rules. Level 100, multi battles versus opposing teams and whatnot. And me and Emvee, we're on the same team. I bring 3, Emvee brings 3, and yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. When we release the video with our logo, we'll be talking about like team matchups and who we're gonna be facing, what we're excited for. But this video itself is mainly to go as in-depth as possible on the Pokemon that we got.
Yep,
or at least
explain our picks and just give you guys the best information possible with this God Squad here.
So why don't you go ahead and explain our first pick, because I think it's one of our best picks easily.
Exactly, yeah. So we got here our first, which is an S tier pick, I believe. It is Celesteela. So it's a really bulky Pokemon, which has good options in terms of versatility, which, it can be offensive, it can be defensive. Has stuff like Leech Seed, Wide Guard, which is really nice in doubles. I've been studying some doubles OU lately, so I'm excited to talk about these Pokemon here. Celesteela is solid. It's a great Steel type, Steel flying, and I don't know what else to say.
Well, it's also the fact that it has so many options outside of just Leech Seed and Protect. As Emvee did mention, it's just a great all-around Pokemon. 100 across the board on its offensive and defensive stats. Even its speed is decent. Having access to Autotomize, also being able to potentially be a Trick Room Sweeper if we go min speed and whatnot, and then just boosting its defenses. Like Celesteela, it's one of those Pokemon that you have no idea what it's gonna do if you see it. And the great thing is because this is draft league, we can see what our opponent has, so we can customize Celesteela. So let's say I see my opponent has a Powdon, but they also have like, let's say Talonflame or something like that, just to be generic. I can run like Grass Knot, Stone Edge on this Celesteela, Aqua Berry, or just defensive EVs. That way it doesn't die to either, and pretty much deal with both. So like Celesteela, I feel like it's one of those customizable Pokemon, and I really liked it as our first pick because it just also gave us a natural, solid defensive backbone to fall back on.
And another thing to mention is Z crystals can be used on literally every Pokemon, and we can actually bring 2 Z crystals because it's a multi-battle, right? So we're gonna have 3 Pokemon each, which means that since it's not like on the same team of one person, we can bring 2 Z crystals, which is pretty nice because we can bring one on Celesteela, like because of the coverage and how versatile it is.
Yeah, get some beast boost, but yeah, pretty much. And you can see we actually have 2 beasts on this team. But yeah, I really love Celesteela. And obviously only having 2 weaknesses outside of potential Zygarde fighting it, having just the weakness to fire electric. Fire electric, thank you so much. That's what I tried to say. Fire electric really makes Celesteela just one of those solid mons. Speaking of fire, I think we picked one of the best fire types, if not the best Pokemon in my opinion. This is one of the most spammable Pokemon in VGC in my opinion right now. And Nails can quote me. Jackie, which was the Arcanine that we got last time, I wanted it again this time because I thought it paired so well with Celesteela. Not only being able to shuffle Intimidates, but also covering that fire weakness. And again, Celesteela being able to cover the ground weakness that Arcanine does have. And I think shuffling Intimidates is super important when you have Pokemon that we can actually switch into. Like last year, I feel like our draft, we kind of just picked whatever we wanted, what looked cool. But this time we actually thought about it a lot and discussed it a lot. And Arcanine just having priority, having access to Snarl, having recovery in Morning Sun, even being able to use Heat Wave and things like that, Flare Blitz, extreme speed, and again
Wild
also,
Charge.
Yeah, and having all those super citrus berries now. They're called
the Figgy berries, the Aguav berries.
Yeah, the Mago berries, whatever they're called.
Yep.
Arcanine just brings so much, and again, just being able to shuffle intimidates, and also have a Pokemon like Celesteela to go back and forth to. Like, let's say if we wanted to double around, call this Wolfie Glick right here in this in this VGC battle. It's not VGC, but in this doubles battle. We can just shuffle back and forth between Arcanine and Celesteela, and because it is a multi-battle, which is technically a double battle, spread moves like Earthquake and whatnot are weakened. So Intimidate also weakens them even more. And
yeah, plus of course we have a Wide Guard, which is so nice versus like spread moves such as like Earthquake and Rock Slide and stuff like that. Heat Wave.
And isn't Thousand Waves multi-hit as well?
And Thousand Waves, yeah. There's so Thousand Waves, Thousand Arrows are I think also spread moves, so Wide Guard should block them as well.
Yeah, if we're not mistaken. If we are mistaken, it's fine. We're gonna look it up before we fight a Zygarde anyway. Speaking of Zygarde, Zygarde was actually gonna be our next pick, if I'm not mistaken.
And then we got sniped.
Yeah.
So we decided to pick here Strong Jaw Garchomp instead. I think at that time regular Garchomp was taken. Zygarde got taken. I think there was Zygarde 50 in like the lower tier, and then some other like ground types like Mudsdale and Crocodile and stuff. But I don't know. I figured like Mega Garchomp was a cool pick. Firstly, because you got the nice representation of PokeaimMD here with this Strong Jaw, nice Garchomp emote. I mean, its stats are pretty good. Looking at it right now, like it's base 170 attack, base 120 special attack. Look at these stats, man. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, check this out.
It's so bulky, and the thing is, guys, you don't have to. You're forced to run a Mega Stone on your Mon, but you don't have to Mega Evolve right away. So let's say our opponent has something like a Zapdos, right? And Zapdos has base 100 speed. Let's say they're going offensive max. We could just not Mega Evolve with our Garchomp.
Yeah, we can keep the speed because, as you know, Garchomp, when it Mega Evolves, it loses
speed that turn, yeah. So we can not Mega Evolve. We can hit it with a boosted attack, or we can Mega Evolve. I thought that Garchomp would also be really cool. Obviously, being Dragon and Ground, it literally synergizes perfectly with Celesteela. Them together, they go really well, especially Arcanine also being able to take the ice type attacks, and Celesteela being able to take the dragon type attacks. Like, this was originally going to be Zygarde, which would have been really nice because then we wouldn't have to face a Zygarde, but also because it just paired so well with these. But I think Garchomp is also really nice. Being super bulky, it's really hard to OHKO this Mon unless you're like a stab ice type attack. And
it gives us like options on the physical and special side as well.
Exactly, having base 170 attack and even having base 120 special attack and having a really decent move pool as well. I'm really excited about like what Z moves we're going to be using, guys, because I think that's obviously we can't use it on Garchomp. We have to run the Garchomp bite, but I'm just so excited to see what we're going to be running.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about our next.
We have
pick,
like a lot of options.
Yeah, our next pick was one of our coolest picks though. I wanted this. I definitely wanted Buzzwole. I didn't want to face a Buzzwole. I wanted Buzzwole. I wanted the beach boost.
Don't forget that if it wasn't me to suggest it, you would never have this Pokemon on your team.
It's true. I'm actually a little bit surprised. I'm surprised that we picked it over Suicune. I'm not gonna lie, or at least like first in the order.
Yeah.
No, we got 2 picks, right?
Yeah, Buzzwole was actually tier B, I think, and Suicune was tier A.
Yeah. So, and like Buzzwole, we wanted something that could abuse potential Trick Room. Also, having Recovery and Roost, I think is pretty cool. Bug Fighting isn't like bad typing at all.
It hits really hard.
Yeah, having base 139 and attack and even base 139 defense is really cool for like subsets. Of course, Beast Boost, boosting our attack if we kill Pokemon. Having access to or benefiting from like Arcanine, off Intimidate, benefiting from Celesteela. Also, we wanted something. What were you saying?
Yeah, I was gonna say like it works well in Trick Room as well as in Tailwind. So it's like one of those kind of like mid-speed tier sort of Pokemon which can really like work in terms of like whatever situation.
Yeah, that was a big thing that we wanted. We wanted a Pokemon that could, because our next plan was to get Suicune. We wanted a Pokemon that could benefit from potential Trick Room and also Tailwind. So pretty much just speed. If we see our opponent has Trick Room, we want something that could benefit from that, but also benefit from our own speed control if we so choose to get that, and we ended up doing that. And then Buzzwole, like I said, has really cool options like Bulk Up, having Earthquake, Roost, and whatnot. Yeah. And I think it's so cool as well that if we do get up like Tailwind and whatnot, and we put like a Z move on Buzzwole, like this boy is guaranteed to get a boost. This boy is straight up guaranteed to get a boost because you're not limiting on Z move from Buzzwole, especially after that boy has been bulking. So Suicune was our next pick, and I'm so happy we got this Mon. One, pairs really well with Arcanine. Also, the fact that it does have access to Tailwind. which I think is a really big one. Also gives us a potential Calm Mind sweeper. Icy Wind as well for speed control. Moves.
Arcanine, Suicune both have Snarl as well, which is nice.
Exactly. Snarl, access, also Bulldoze if you want to go a different way like that. But just being a really bulky Pokemon, giving us a nice water backbone, being able to click Scald as well, getting some burns, I think is really nice for Suicune. And guys, just because it is like doubles or whatnot, technically, don't expect us to just bring double sets, because it's going to be based on like what our opponent can do. So like, while in doubles, maybe the best Suicune set would be like Tailwind, Snarl,
like Icy Wind maybe.
Yeah, Icy Wind, or like maybe not Icy Wind because they're running Tailwind, but like Ice Beam or like Scald or something like that. Like, don't expect us just to run like those cookie cutter sets when we're literally going to be able to see what our opponent has. And you know, Suicune having access to pressure is pretty cool as well. Now, I'm not saying we're going to be bringing Vincoon, which is Calm Mind, Protect, Sub, Scald, Suicune. But I'm just saying that if that fits, you know, why
then,
not?
Yeah, you know.
You balance that.
It's counter team format, so you know we're gonna be bringing the most optimal sets, even if like you're not gonna see them in doubles format.
Exactly. Because like when you're able to see exactly what your opponent can bring, and the Suicune being one of those mons that just does not die. It's my favorite Pokemon. Favorite Pokemon for a reason. So being a mon that doesn't die. One thing
it can't drop Dracos. Let me just say that right now. It can't drop Dracos.
Like,
so it can't.
Garchomp can though.
Yeah, we have a Draco dropper. We got a Beast Booster. We got
Suicune. Like there is a item clause in the MBL if I'm not mistaken, correct? So
yeah, there is.
Yeah, so we can't run leftovers on all our mons or like.
Yeah, and even if we're like two separate people in a multi battle, we still have to make sure that both of our items are different. Correct. Each of our 3 Pokemon are all different items.
Correct. So that's another thing. Going back to how we can have multiple Z crystals. Like if Emvee has ICMZ on Suicune. So I'm going to be using Suicune. Buzzwole can't have ICMZ with like Ice Punch or anything. It could be a Z move, but it can't be the same Z move. So, if I'm not mistaken, right? I believe?
Yeah, exactly. You can't have the same Z crystal.
Yeah. So next up we got Raichu. Now, originally I was talking to Emvee about Raikou, not Raichu, because I was like, oh, look, we just get the double Calm Mind pressure dogs and just sweep everybody with that. But Emvee, why don't you tell them why you convinced me that we got this
so
mon.
Basically,
besides the fact that we got sniped.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so pretty much, right? We wanted regular Raichu at first because of Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod is really cool, and I mean, Raichu as a Pokemon has a lot of good utility. I mean, it has Fake Out, it has stuff like I'm pretty sure it has Nuzzle, which is cool. It has like Follow Me. It has Helping Hand, which is cool. Encore. I mean, it's got like a good amount of utility, and I feel like Raikou kind of just gave us something we already had in terms of like what Suicune can do and what Arcanine can kind of do with Snarl and stuff. So I figured like having a utility mon like Raichu could be cool. Plus, it actually helps us out a lot, especially versus like Duncan's team, for instance, which has Tapu Koko Electric Terrain, so that can abuse that, or even like like I'm pretty sure whoever drafts Tapu Lele will have a tough time versus Psychic Terrain, versus our Psychic type moves. So in that sense, it's really cool. Yeah. And yeah.
And also being, you know, electric resist, not a good electric resist. Like it's obviously no Lightning Rod, Raichu, but like it does have just great utility. Emvee mentioned Follow Me, Fake Out, Encore, Nuzzle. I mean, there's a whole bunch of options. There's screens. It's really fast. There's Volt Switch as well.
It also has a base 85. It also has a base 85 Spadef, so I mean, it could potentially eat up like a T-Bolt and stuff.
Can you use Z Hold Hands on this mon? I don't know if that's legal on Raichu.
What does that do again?
It's +1. It's the Omni boosting.
I'm pretty sure you can.
We'll see. We'll look into what's legal and whatnot, because
I don't see holding hands on. Oh yeah, I do see holding hands. I see it.
Yeah.
Ooh, are we gonna hold hands, man, for this battle?
No, not me and you. All right, you can hold its own hands or hold some pancake hands. I don't care. But yeah, basically this mon, and it has happy hour too. Pretty sure it's gonna be.
Oh
fun.
yeah, true.
And this fly. Like, imagine going for Supersonic Sky Strike versus like a.
Yeah, besides of the utility, I mean, this thing has good coverage. I mean, it's got like Grass Knot, Psychic, like T-Bolt. It's got.
I mean, it's just a standard, standard Raichu. You get Surf. Your T-Bolt.
You got Surf too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna go surfing Pikachu.
Even though some people said that surfing is illegal, when I used it before, I'm pretty sure you can transfer over. I'm pretty sure they transferred over something with Surf Pikachu and it didn't work. If it is illegal, we'll figure it out before, obviously, because we're not gonna be able to use anything that's illegal anyway. But yeah, just being that fast electric type, having fake out priority for us, also being able to abuse things like Nasty Plot and whatnot. I thought Raichu ended up being a cool pick, and like I said, also having access to fast screens is pretty cool for the team as well. Considering we have a lot of bulky Pokemon that are just not going to die under screens. You can talk about Cradily though.
Oh yeah, so Cradily was another Pokemon that I really wanted for the team. I feel like it's just such an underrated mon because it has Storm Drain, and Storm Drain's cool because all the water moves redirect to us. But if we're running something like Surf on Suicune, I'm pretty sure it hits everybody, including our Cradily, and gives us a special attack boost.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool, especially since it has a decent special move pool with stuff like Giga Drain, and I think it has like what, Power Gem or Ancient Power or something. What does it got? It's got Earth Power.
It has Ancient Power. It does have Ancient Power. It has Curse. It has Recover. It has Stealth Rock. It has Swords Dance. Like it just has a lot of options. It has Bulldoze as well for lowering our opponent's speed. So
Bulldoze, Mirror Coat. There's so many cool things you can do with this.
And Cradily is one of those mons that whenever I see it, I have to kill it right away because I know this mon is gonna it's not gonna, if it starts setting up, it's not gonna die. And that's why it's really cool. Also giving us a water immunity I think is really nice because like our team isn't necessarily weak to water. We only have Arcanine, which is weak to it. But if we're facing things like, I don't know what like Tapu Fini comes to mind,
or like even the like Belly Azu or something.
Yeah, it can.
Aqua Jet's gonna suck it up.
Exactly. Like if we have Belly Azu plus if they have Belly Azu out, right, and then we have like Raichu plus Cradily, they can't attack our Raichu with Aqua Jet.
Or anything for that matter on the other side.
Exactly, and we could even play a little bit crazy like that too, and like protect Cradily to like prevent like their predicted knockoff or whatever, things like that.
Or even have two Pokemon on the field that's not Cradily, and then if Azu's in, we just
exactly. And then like have Arcanine can go for like Wild Charge or something like that, or just burn it with Will-O-Wisp. Like things like that. Like Cradily really pairs well. Like synergy-wise with these mons.
Yeah, synergy-wise, situational-wise, you know.
Yeah, I thought it would be a really cool mon, and I actually like Emvee was really, he really wanted Cradily, and I understood why after, listening to what he said. And just being a bulky mon that's not gonna die. Next up, okay, this is a mon that I was really happy about. Emvee was talking about. I really wanted it too. Comfey. I think Comfey is so cool. Having this move, Floral Healing, so it heals the target by 50%, and then obviously having Triage, where the Pokemon's healing moves have their priority increased by 3. So we have this priority healing move for whatever partner is next to it. And when you have a Pokemon like Suicune that doesn't die in one hit usually anyway, or a Pokemon like Celesteela that doesn't die in one hit, or
even Cradily, or
exactly, like just being able to priority heal our Pokemon. I think the hardest thing about this year, guys, is bringing which Pokemon we're gonna end up wanting to bring, like.
Because we have so many options.
Yeah, we have so many cool. And then when we go into the battle, we have to discuss like what we want and whatnot. But yeah, just having priority Triage, Leech Seed and whatnot. Also having access to U-Turn, Trick Room, Taunt, things like that. I think it really made this Pokemon so fun to deal with. We originally, as we were going in the draft, like one of our last mons that we wanted, as you can see, we didn't get it, which was Regigigas. And I'll go more into that later. Yeah, but imagine just a Regigigas, that bulky mon, and then just being healed every single turn, just getting 50% off. Now, obviously, Comfey isn't the bulkiest mon itself, but having base 90 defense and 110 special defense is really solid anyway. It's just that small HP stat. But the great thing about Floral Healing is it's priority, so it doesn't matter what our speed is. We can invest fully in bulk and.
And we can still be faster, and even if we want to run Trick Room or something, we'll still be faster under Trick Room as well.
Exactly, because of priority, and then we'll be obviously slow, and then But yeah, basically, I thought it'd be really cool, and Emvee convinced me as well that it'd be super cool to get. Like he would give me we would look over things and be like, oh, what about this mon, this mon, this mon, this mon. So I thought it'd be really cool to get that. Next up is Malamar. Now again, we wanted a Trick Room option. I thought that would be really cool, and again, this was also going towards the fact that we were hoping we would get Regigigas or even Regigigas. Regigigas. What was the move that this mon got? Oh, Simple Beam.
It's Simple Beam.
Oh my god, this mon got access to Simple Beam. You know what that does, guys? It hits you with a beam that makes your ability simple. So imagine Simple Beaming a Regigigas, canceling out it's slow start, and then Regigigas having power up punch, and then pretty much having a
Swords
Swords Dance. Exactly. I thought it would be so cool, and so did Emvee. Like, we were so hyped about this. Unfortunately, we obviously didn't end up getting Regigigas, but I think Malamar is still one of those mons that has a lot of tricks up its sleeve anyway. While it does have 92 base attack, its special attack stat isn't completely terrible, and it also has Destiny Bomb, which is pretty cool. Access to moves, obviously the superpower knockoff.
Yep, contrary
Pokemon,
contrary. That's cool.
Switcheroo as well. Decent speed tier. Like, it has some decent moves that we can work with, and I like this mon a lot because it can just like, if, for example, we can trick them up and then like topsy turvy. So if our opponent is boosting and whatnot, invert.
You can just reverse that.
Exactly. So it just gives. I thought it was a really cool mon to have.
And it works well. It like counter intimidate as like a counter intimidate Pokemon versus people that want to use Snarl. It's just able to abuse that by getting boosts when it should have been getting drops.
Exactly. So I just thought it would be really cool to actually have on the team. And then, like, again, like you said, Snarl, intimidate, and whatnot. We're getting boosts from it. And then also just being, I think, maybe even a better Trick Room setter. Or not maybe a better Trick Room setter than Comfey. We got to decide how we're going to be using these. But obviously, the first thing in mind was we want a Regigigas, so that's why we got this mon.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still going to be a really cool mon to use. And on the last mon, why don't you talk about it? Because I actually, even though we didn't end up getting Regigigas, I was really excited that we got this mon too.
Yeah, so this is another mon that I feel like it's going to do as good, if not better, than Regigigas in the sense that it's a bulky Pokemon. It's a nice normal type. So we were both looking at like normal types for the last one because we needed a Pokemon that was like a good, decent ghost resist, I guess.
Yeah, or ghost answer,
or immunity. Yeah. So Lickilicky's cool because it has 3 abilities, which it can actually, I think it can kind of abuse 3 abilities, can it? Like, looking at it right now, Cloud9. So like, there are people that have drafted weather teams. Cloud9 can help because I'm pretty sure it'll help like everybody out in terms of it'll cancel weather.
When
right?
this Pokemon is active, the effects of weather conditions are disabled. So Swissmon doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be Lickilicky attacking it. So, like, for example, a Garchomp will outspeed Swisswim, like a modest Swisswim Golduck or whatever, things like that. So yeah, exactly.
It has a good amount of coverage here, and plus it can still abuse the simple. Like, if we give this thing simple, it's got Curse, right? I think it's got Curse. It's got Swords Dance. It's got a lot of boosting moves. It's even got Helping Hand. It's a pretty solid doubles Pokemon, not to I think so. Like, it has like Icy Wind too.
Yeah,
so
exactly. It's a normal type, so it has a really good move pool. Like, it has a really good move pool on both sides. It's disable, and it's just a fat mon too.
It's tough to kill.
Exactly. It's really tough to kill. Whenever I play it, usually the sets we see are like what Wish Protect, Knockoff, maybe Dragon Tail.
Yeah, those are like the common single sets, or like the Cleric and Utility.
But it has some cool doubles moves as well. It has Muddy Water. It has I'm pretty sure.
You gonna spam Blizzard?
Yeah, Bulldoze, Blizzard, whatnot. So like, it has some cool options, and as Emvee did say, it gave us that ghost immunity, something we were lacking. And obviously, we're okay versus I want to say Dark types because we have Comfey and Buzzwole and Arcanine's Intimidate to buffer and whatnot. But like, Lickilicky definitely gave us that ghost immunity, which I feel like we needed as well. Which is why we were going towards last mon being Regigigas, the highest, and then we ended up, after a lot of discussion, picking Lickilicky, and I don't regret this play at all. I think that it's a really solid pick for us, and even having access to Explosion is really cool because even if it got nerfed, because, you know, like in 4th gen, it lowered your defense, half your defenses before it worked. Even if it doesn't do that, it's still stab Explosion coming off of Lickilicky. So Trick Room Explosion, hit a nice little tech. We're gonna get rid of some. We're gonna be breaking some walls. Like, I think that's what Lickilicky can do. It can be actually a pretty decent wall breaker. With its
got Belly Drum as well, dude. So like, if they can't take out Lickilicky in time, we can.
I know it's gonna be so fun. When nice floral healing, get the 50% back. It's gonna be so fun. I'm so excited for this season of the MBL, and hopefully we can do better than we did last season. I think we got, what was it, 6?
That's probably 6th place, yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
To be fair, we got literally hacked like every game.
Yeah, but I mean, like, even then, our draft could have been better than the last format. But yeah, I hope you guys are excited as well for this season of the MBL. Definitely go ahead and check out my buddy Emvee. His channel link is down below. You'll be seeing him on the channel for the next few weeks. And they're probably used to it because of Sub Hub, which is something we have to talk about bringing back. But
yeah, true.
It's just tough because Emvee works a lot, and yeah, he's getting home late. But anyway, either way, I hope you guys are excited, and next time you'll see us, we'll be probably making our logo like we did last year, and also talking about also talking about potential matchups and whatnot, and the schedule and who we're gonna be playing. But again, hit that like button, I guess. And I never say that at the end of the video. Hit that like button.
you gotta be like, drop a like if you did.
Okay. Later, guys. Peace. Goodbye, friend. Goodbye.